2 minutes. I apologize for being late, but got the fire kind of set up here at last minute. In fact, I have a new build technique I'm going to talk to you guys about in a minute, but either way, fire's built up. We're going to get started here in just a minute. We're going to get started in just a minute. All right, I'm back. Hope you guys can hear me. Coming down. Anyway, I am back, and I am back for good, so I'm not going to be leaving for a while. By the way, real quick, before we get into the show here, I have to wait a little bit because the iPad's charging, so I might as well talk to you guys up here real quick. Let's get the fire in there. Anyway, check this out. So, let's see what we've got here. Look at this little cut here. So when I was, I built the fire differently tonight. So when I was chopping the wood, what happened is when I was splitting one of these kindlings right here, my hand ended up going right here and down in here, and then I got a little splinter in there, and I got it out, and now it's just bleeding. But anyway, that's what happens when you wait till the last minute and you rush to get things done. So learning as I go. But anyway, I gotta say, what I like about, I tried this new technique with the fire tonight, and what I did is instead of building it from the bottom, I built it from the top. So basically, instead of my kindling being down below, I put it up at the top, and then I light it, and then I let the fire gradually sink into the larger logs that I have here. And I gotta say, I actually kind of like it because it's been burning now for a good 20 minutes now, albeit not that vigorous as far as burning, or that aggressive, I guess would be the best word to say. But part of that is because this wood is a little wet. I mean, it's been drying out now for a good 2 to 3 weeks, but it's still a little wet, so we got a little bit to deal with. But whoever in the comments said man up, Sam, I will man up here. I'm not crying about it. There's nothing I can do, so I'll do what I can. Anyway, let me make sure that, let me see if the iPad's on. These things always take forever. Yep, well, it looks like I'm going to be up here talking to you guys for just a bit. Let's see. So let's get let's get into this. What's going on, guys? I'm Jake the Lawn Kid. Welcome back to another episode of LawnFires, where the fires are hot, the lawns are green, and the questions are engaging. Welcome back to another episode. So in today's so for those of you guys who are new to this is basically a weekly show that I do every Friday night, and it's open format, nothing planned here. We just sit here by a fire every Friday night, and I answer some of your most frequently asked lawn questions via live stream. So just a great way to engage with the community, get more involved, and I gotta say, 12 episodes in, I'm really liking it. So any questions you guys have regarding lawns or anything like that, fire away. Let's check out the chat. Yeah, it's falling. It looks great though. It really does. I'll have to move some pieces around in a minute, but just bear with me. Wish we can do a dual cast. Yes, JC, I agree with you. I wish we could. Maybe someday when we get the technology, we can figure that out. Anyway, let's get in here and look. I guess I'm the first one. I will wait for everyone else to join. Okay. Jake, how much ironite is enough? I am curious. Can I put it down every 6 weeks along with my Milo apps? Ironite is not a product I've used before. So from what I'm hearing, it's a synthetic form of iron. And I honestly don't know a thing about it. So I can't recommend that to you. I got to be super careful. Silverback pulled up. What's up, Shaibil? What's up, Shaibi? However I pronounce your name. Shaibi. How you doing, brother? Hello, Jake. How are you? I am good. Thank you for asking, Andy's Outdoor Lawn Adventures. Gonna have to move that. Alright. Did my first mow of the year. Felt so good to mow again. Yes, man, I agree with you. In fact, I'm actually not going to be mowing this lawn for a little bit just because it's not what I'm going to do is I'm going to let the temperatures come up. Possibly get some fertilizer down this weekend, so that'll be some content for you guys. I have quite a lot of content coming out as far as fertilizing goes, spring fertilizing, when to do it, how to do it, all those things. And in conjunction, we're also going to be messing with the new 2019 Project Lawn over there, the LCN former residents. You guys saw I did a little sneak peek in last week's video. So what we're going to be doing, for those of you guys who don't know, is we're going to be reviving that lawn next door because it's just a historical landmark in the community. It's what started it all. So to give back to that, I got to bring it back. And that's one of my biggest things I'm going to be doing this year. So that'll be in the video playlist this weekend. Stay tuned for that. And in addition, I'm going to be putting down my first application of Liquid Next products for this season, because remember, you guys who've been watching for a while know that I said I'm going to be going all liquid, all in liquid with my front yard here, which happens to be about 5,000 square feet. But anyway, I'm really excited about it. I can't wait to see how my lawn looks after only 1.25 pounds of nitrogen for the entire year. So this will kind of be the initiation of that. So stay tuned for that coming up. It's a neighbor back there. What do we got here? What do we got here? Throw down some Milo on that. That's funny.
What's wrong? You didn't charge the iPad?
No, listen. Did you use it at all last week?
No.
No, it was fully charged, and I guess that keyboard being on killed it.
No.
I don't know. All I know is I charged it. It did nothing but charge for the past week, and then I brought it upstairs, and then I got it today, and it was dead.
Is it working now? It should work now. Just turn it on. Let's see.
No, the battery's still low.
Maybe that charger doesn't work, Jake.
No, it's charged.
No, it isn't.
Look. Plugged in. Unplugged.
I don't know if that charger works.
It's working.
It should come on.
No, that's how iPads are. You gotta wait for them. Anyway, I'm really upset about that. In case you can't tell, I'd much rather be sitting over there. And anyway, hold on one sec. Look at that fire, dude. She's burning, all right. I just want to... Get a grip. You guys know I deal with this struggle all the time, just trying to get everything perfect. Take a little bit of that flame, put it over here. And maybe I'll take a little bit of this one, put it over there. Wow. Rookie move. All right. That was a super rookie move. I know a lot of you guys are going to be shaming me in the comments about how I'm not wearing safety gloves. I probably should, though. There we go, that's a little better. Kind of help everything burn a little bit better. Let's see where we are. How often, oh, I just read that one. Mow the yard, not now. Gotta wait a little bit. Jake or Chad, is it okay to put down Milo a week or so before I put down my prodiamine? Well, as you guys knew, that as we mentioned in our videos this weekend, last weekend, Alan and I talked about the leading up to approach where it's okay to put it down. Right now, if your soil temperatures in the middle of the day are reaching 50 to 55 degrees, if you're reaching that range, you're good. And then that kind of validates. And then from there, we told you guys to look at the soil temperatures and when they originally hit that 55 degrees mark and stay there. And once you're at least 3 weeks before that, then you know you're fine. So if you want more detail, go watch the video from last weekend. It'll kind of give you more context on that. But anyway, if you're wondering, yes, you can put it down. Just make sure that your soil temperatures in the middle of the day are peak 55, and that it's at least 3 weeks before your soil temperatures historically hit 55, my bad. I found an 83 Aaron snowblower on the curb today. It runs great, needs some work, but it's fully operational. That's awesome. Jake, what's up, my man? Hey, I tweeted at you and Alan earlier. Trying, what does that say? Nate, what were you trying to tell me? I don't understand that. A little blood makes the wood burn better. I guess that's a positive way to look at it. I like that. Hello from Norway. Good to see you, Jake. I've missed your show because of travel. Aw, thanks, Keneal. I appreciate you, man. Good to see you back in the chat. What's up, Jake? Your sister kick you outside? No, it's been really beautiful that I have to take advantage of this weather and take the fires outside. So that's what we're doing here. Jake, whatever happened to the kid down the street you said was the next lawn kid? It was in one of your older videos. He was a blonde, 8 years old. Yeah, that's my good buddy Dylan. Dylan is still in the works of becoming a lawn kid. I just haven't mentioned him in a while. And this is his grandma's house where he lives, 2 houses down the street from me. And he hasn't been here for a while, though. I mean, I've been talking to him, but because of family and whatnot, he's been with his parents most of the time, and I guess that's just what happens. But either way, I'm sure we'll see more of him soon. Sorry about the finger scrolling. The iPad needs to turn on. Yes! Yes, the iPad's on. Perfect. Now I can actually move back to my seat and just chill. My favorite thing to do. My favorite thing to do on LawnFires is to chill. Anyway, let me just let that go for now. It is what it is, right? All right, so now that's much better. I'm gonna go ahead and open the iPad up here, and then I'm gonna answer your questions. So I'm trying this, so if you guys can, let me know in the. I'd appreciate your feedback on the audio, and if I need to do anything better, that helps a lot. Because I really am trying to make something out of this. Huh. Rude? Alright. Real quick, just for shits and giggles. Put that in there. Put it on smothered on. Maybe we'll just put that there. Why not? I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. God, that's out. That should work for now. Alright. If it goes out, it is what it is. I don't want to play with it anymore. God, the wind never cooperates. Alright. I'm sorry for the delay, people. Let me just open this up. Come on. I got no moderator tonight, so that might make things a little slow as well now. One more thing I'd like to mention, and that is about the time change. I know I said that I'm going to start doing 5 p.m. daylight time. I might move that later, but based on my timing and all that, I think I might stay out just a little bit longer. I might stay out just a little bit longer, you know, because of the time change and the longer days. So I might stay out till dark like I did last time. Kind of see where this fire goes. Hopefully it goes well. But either way, I think that'd be a lot of fun, so let's do that. By the way, I'm sorry this is so dim, but the more I play with it, the more I'm just going to ruin it. So either way, I'd say it's looking better than it has. God, come on. Sorry, just a second. This freaking thing doesn't want to load. Come on. All right, there we go. I got it. All right. Where are we at? Jake, did you get your license last week? Jeff, I didn't get my license yet, but I did get my... Come on. Sorry for the frustration. The iPad just died again. What the hell? God. Alright, anyway, screw it. I'm just gonna come up there and talk to you. The crap I gotta deal with. Anyway, we'll keep it interesting. We'll keep it calm. I hate when this freaking fails me. Anyway. I keep losing myself. Are you a junior? Yes, Grant Lucan, I'm a junior. Hello from Norway. Good to see you, Jake. I missed your last show because of travel. Yeah, I read you. Thanks, Canelo one. I really appreciate it. What's up, Jake? Your sister. I already read that one. I read that one too. Loving this weather too, Jake. Yeah, man, me too. Spring is here, dude. Not in full force though. I just wish the forsythia would bloom already. But either way, looking good. Build a TP for better airflow. Yeah. What I tried to do tonight, and it didn't work really well, was the upside down pyramid fire. What's going on over here? Alright, let's see. When will Connor Ward appear on LawnFires? Maybe for episode 25? Just saying. that'd be funny. Dude, the iPad died again.
What'd you do, break it?
I have no idea.
What do you mean it died again? The charge and died?
Yeah.
Well, something's wrong with it. Someone did something to it.
It sat for a week. Yeah. Family problems going on inside. That's why I'm outside, for those of you guys who are wondering. Any tips for killing Japanese stilt grass? Brandon, I've never encountered that before, so I'm not sure I can help you there, but maybe I can get back to you eventually. Ask Silverback best way to get rid of ticks. Yes, Josh, maybe I will ask him that when he gets back. Anyway. God, I hate that the iPad died. Let me go check on it now. Maybe it wasn't plugged in. God, this is a shit show. See, this pyramid's like really good. I'm a noob. 12 episodes in, I'm still a noob. Looking good. Yeah, a little better. Like I said, we're going to be out here a while. So don't worry about me not getting to your question. I promise I will. Alright, this should be on and it should stay on. Alright. Guy, that's my truck. Alright. This shouldn't die. This shouldn't die. Shouldn't die. I don't care about Wendy's. Get out of here. Alright. Fire looks like it's picking up now. I'm not gonna mess with it anymore. Can you guys hear me okay from over here? Just want to make sure. It looks like the iPad's gonna die again, so what difference does it make? I'll probably have to shoot the whole freaking thing over there. Pretty aggravated about that. Why is this thing when I most? Okay. Let's see what we got here. Jake, did you get your license last week? Yes, I did. Now, as far as license, that's probably not the right term. I got my learner's permit, and I have to drive 6 months, and then from there I can, by the time September rolls around, that's when I get my license. So I got a little bit of driving to do. Yeah, we're good. Jensen, what's up, bro? Josh, yes, it's okay for a quick green up. Example, holiday or family event. It's not long lasting. Use caution. Stains concrete with rust stains, so blow or sweep off. Also, don't over apply. Okay, awesome, JC. Thank you so much for helping me out there. I appreciate it. M Mace JKO 929. Uh-oh. Yeah. Hey Jake, love your live streams, man. Thank you for doing them. Quick question, buddy. Would you recommend starter fertilizer and then 2 weeks later prodiamine and malorganite? Great question. Now, as you guys have seen, we've had quite a couple different strategies over the year that we would do. One of them being is that we get down our pre-emergent and starter fertilizer once temperatures hit 55 degrees and they stay there. And there's also the leading up approach, which we talked about at our project lawn, which is essentially getting down your pre-emergent 2 to 3 weeks before the temperatures settle in that 55 degree range. If you guys would like to learn a little bit more about that, the video will be in the description below. But basically, to sum it up, you have to take the readings, the temperature readings of your lawn at the middle of the day when they're peaking 50, and that'll kind of help validate how far your lawn is from actually hitting 55. And if you look at the greencast tool and you're about at least 3 weeks away from that 55 historical mark, then you're good to go. So I hope that answers your question, Grass Nectar. Yeah. Also, another thing. So it's not so much and starter fertilizer and malorganite, it's either or, right? Because the idea being is we don't want to put down way too much nitrogen than intended. In fact, you're going to hear me preaching it a lot this year. I'm going to be putting down very low amounts of nitrogen on my yard. So we're talking about literally a pound and a quarter for the entire season. So that's going to be interesting to kind of see how the lawn progresses through that. Also, what did I want to say? Oh yeah, so to answer your question, what I recommend you do is you get down your prodiamine as soon as soil temperatures in the middle of the day are peaking 55, and that's at least 2 weeks away from when they historically hit 55 within the last 5 years. You can check that using the greencast tool. And you can either put down starter fertilizer or malorganite. The idea being is that with starter fertilizer, it's going to start to feed the lawn now, whereas the malorganite's going to slowly feed it as the lawn wakes up. And to be honest with you, I actually kind of prefer that, but I'm going to be contradicting all that on Alan's lawn here in the video coming out tomorrow night, hopefully. You guys will hear all about what I'm going to do there and why. But either way, that's a great strategy to follow, or you can do that and then follow up with your starter fertilizer app in the same day or at least a week or two later. So I hope that answers your question, Grass Nectar. Sorry if I'm all over the place, but I got a lot going on trying to get this fire in place, and it's not. I gotta say, at least it started. Fix this real quick. Let me fix what I ruined. Actually, no, we'll keep that there. I guess you can say that's a little better. I got it in kind of a TP form now. Just kind of let that sit for a little bit, let it burn down, and we should be good. Oh! Alright, now we got some airflow. Airflow is key, boys and girls. Remember that. Hey Jake, what fertilizer do you recommend? There's a couple of them. Malorganite organic fertilizer, that's a great one. as well as Ringer Lawn Restore, great fertilizer to use. Also a great source of potassium, great supplement to use if you do not have access to Milorganite. And Green Punch 1801. That's what I've been using from the next line for my stable fertilizer here. That's what I'm going to be using for the 2019 lawn season as my stable fertilizer on my lawn. So I hope that answers your question, Lawn Kid. Jake, will a real mower work okay on a cool season grass type? Yes, as long as it's a specific grass type. You have to remember, because how high or how low you can cut your lawn up here actually varies depending on the grass type you have. So if you have more of a rhizomatous type grass like Kentucky bluegrass, which spends more time growing out than it does up, then that's a great great opportunity for you to actually consider reel mowing it and cutting it lower. Whereas a grass type like tall fescue, it's more of a bunchy grass type. That grass cannot be mowed low. In fact, it's in its name, tall fescue, for a reason, and that is because it needs to be mowed at the tallest setting. So just remember that if you decide to go low, you can, but what determines whether you can or not depends on your grass type.
That's it. You don't have to go.
I said I would do it. Oh, look at the fire.
Jake, you're getting the smoke all over that thing.
Right,
Move it over
so-
that way, will you? All right.
Hey, y'all.
All right, go.
53? No, come on, I'm having fun.
Go grab a chair. I don't care.
This is my turn. What's going on, y'all?
Get out of my chair. Come on.
Okay.
Go change at least.
Why do I have to change?
Cause just go change.
You look a mess.
Why is what open?
Why is it even here?
I had to get the fire pit out.
Why is it even here?
Yeah, whatever.
Is that thing still relevant? Like, you guys even need it?
What?
I said, you guys don't even need it.
All right.
For what?
What's up, Max Lawn and Garden Care? How you doing, brother? Just a bit longer than your 3 hour. Yes, I promise the Lawn Kid it will be. Chris Gibson. Yep, need an Android. I can't complain too much. It's mostly the iPad over here, but I'm shooting this on a. Forget it. Anyway, I'm all over the place. Let me catch my breath, get back into things. I'm all over the place, as you guys can tell. Very bad. It's still autumn here in Sydney, Australia, but that's a good thing because we're getting more rain. Yes, man, that's awesome. In fact, I think you guys are headed on your way out over there, right? I mean, you guys are on the other side of the planet. Alright. Manny Shava. Hey Jake, hope all is well. What fertilizer are you using this season? I wanted Carbon X, but I don't know when it'll be available for us. What would you recommend for Bermuda in Fort Worth, Texas? That's a great question. Milorganite is always a great fertilizer. If not, definitely find the clones for that if you can't find Milorganite. But for me and my home lawn here, I'm actually going to be using full-on Liquid Next products the entire season. To be more specific, with fertilizer, I'm going to be using the Green Punch 1801. And I got to say, after using it last fall, I really like the results it gave me. It's just a really great, well put together product. And I got to say, it really, if you want to reap the rewards quick, it really is great. You should ask Matt Martin for some assistance with that fire. Rumor has it he's a pro. Yeah, I should. Can your humic acid go down with Milo? Yes, don't be afraid to do that. Humic acid is only going to help. As you guys know, hold on, let me dive into that real quick. So, with humic acid, you have to realize humic acid has one job, and that is to chelate. Basically, what that means is to make nutrients more readily available to the plants. So, for lack of a better word, it's going to help you get more out of your fertilizer. So, when in doubt, put it down with your fertilizer. Humic with your fertilizer is only going to help. Andy's Lawn Care and Outdoor Adventures. How big do you want your company to be? Do you hope to plow someday? How many accounts do you plan on having for mowing? That is a great question. I'm looking to double my clientele. I finished off last year with about 11 to 12 mowing accounts. So I'm looking to double up on my mowing clientele and maybe offer a little bit wider range of services. But as far as plowing, I don't know if I'm up for that because I'm the type of person who can't live on very little sleep. And I already have enough to do in the winter keeping this alive. So I don't think I'm going to be doing any applications. I'm all over the place. I don't think I'm going to be doing any plowing anytime soon. It's just not my thing. Hey Jake, what fertilizer do you recommend? Milorganite's a great product. Milorganite is by far my favorite product since day one. There's other products out there like the Green County Green Punch as well as the Carbon X, which should be coming out soon. But I don't know what your options are down there in Australia. In Australia, the lawn kit, I'm not sure. You'll have to tell me because things might be different down there. I'm not sure. Jeff Kareth, are you using Green Effect in your all liquid plan? How do I decide if I should go that route? I'm adding Green here in my plan. That's a great question. So all I'm gonna do is I'm just not gonna put down granulars anymore. Now I will have to admit I did put down my granular pre-emergent the other day, but that was about it. But the idea being is that the way I'm going to incorporate it into my program is by replacing my Milorganite applications with this product, right? Because the idea being is that I want to kind of help feed my lawn more with less, and that's my goal for the season. So that's how I plan to implement it into my program, is by using it as my go-to fertilizer. I hope that makes sense. Matt Michaels, looking for a new mower. Noticed Home Depot only carries Toro recyclers. Do you think it is worth it to get a super recycler? Matt Michaels, I am not sure. I've never used a super recycler, but my good buddy Alan can help you out there. I'm sure we all know that, right? But I have to say, when we did that review video a couple years ago at his house when he was here, I had nothing but good things to say about the super recycler. I really like the way it handles. It's just a really comfortable unit, but that was back in 2014. I don't know what the deal is here in 2019. You'll have to check people who own one. All I can tell you is that nothing but good things to say. S. Mowers, Jake, any advice on dealing with buffalo grass in a pasture? I'm not really sure about that, Seth Mayers. I just don't know. I'm going to be honest with you. I have no clue. But I can get back to you maybe with that. Mike R, awesome fire pit, bruh. Nice to be outside, I bet. Yeah, it's nice. I have to admit, it did get a little cold. And the battery keeps draining. Why? Wesley Patrick, never seen someone play with wood this much. Yeah. It's because I don't know what I'm doing. DBQ Freak Show definitely wasn't a Boy Scout. You're right, man. You know what? I will take your advice. I will put more wood on it because it is burning so slowly right now. In fact, hold on. Hang on. You know what's funny about that whole Boy Scout comment? I was in Boy Scouts for my first year and I got out because I didn't like it. Now I'm trying to build fires on YouTube, ironically. I'm terrible at it. The problem is I tried something new tonight, which I do every weekend. You guys know this. I'm not gonna give you guys the whole spiel, but basically I've should be good. You know? Seems to be burning just fine. It's too much. We're gonna let that burn down just a little
Just
bit.
let that sit.
Yeah, we're just gonna let that
Yeah,
sit.
we're gonna let that sit. Welcome to Jacob's Corner.
This is my sister. I'm sure you guys remember her from previous live chats.
And I match my shirt. I'm
And
very
she
white.
just wanted to come out here and talk.
Mm-hmm.
Man, we got kids from Australia in here.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
How many people you have? 50? Ooh.
No, but what's funny is that they keep arguing with me because they think I keep getting the times wrong when really I'm like, hey dude, you know, I'm in the States. I'm like, he's like, it's 9 a.m. What do you mean it's 5 o'clock? I'm like, I'm on the other side of the world, dude.
They live in a country, people.
Yeah, we're on the opposite sides of the planet. Different time zone. How about that for a fire, huh?
Oh.
Whoever wrote that Boy Scouts comment, check this out. I'm kidding.
Yeah, right. So, it's not that serious.
It's not, because somebody was
Oh,
saying...
what did you do to your finger?
I mentioned it at the beginning of the stream. I was cutting wood and I got a splinter with the wood.
That is not a splinter. That's a cut.
Like I said, I cut myself with the wood.
Ugh. That's nasty.
At least I didn't cut myself with an axe.
Ugh, I can't even. Ugh, I would pass out if I saw something.
When are you putting down crabgrass pre-emergent? When? I already did it. We talked a little bit about it in last week's video, the leading up, the lead-to strategy. Basically putting it down 3 weeks before the target date, as the window's opening. So I already got my crabgrass pre-emergent down last weekend. You guys will hear all about the update either tomorrow or Sunday when the video comes out. Let's see what we got here. Jake, are you still doing a lawn cutting business? You should do some posts on that sometime. Yeah, I should, depending on how much time I get. I do want to feature more of that in here, though.
Yeah, man.
Sister is here. Yeah, but this is the good sister. Viewers, don't mess with it. All right? Do you know how long it took me to get the fire like this? I gotta say, it feels nice.
I don't even know how to do this, so you have nothing to worry about.
No, it feels good because we got a cold breeze happening right now.
Oh my god, wait.
My sister's trying to... What are you gonna do?
I don't know. How do you do it?
Don't touch the fire.
I'm not going to, but I don't know. Oh, where is he?
Yeah, don't leave with that. You know, there's a chair right by the right behind the tractor. Go look and see if it's there. You can sit down. Yes? Don't mess with it. Alright, please, don't mess with it.
Okay, I will.
Go listen, there's a chair right up there if you want to sit down.
No, I have to clean the bathroom.
Oh, night. Okay, whatever. You'd much rather do that than this?
Well, actually, I have to go to my friend's house.
You have to.
Yes, I do.
But you don't want to.
Yes, I do.
Alright. Viewers dropping, sister needs to go. Yeah, well, not only that, but I've just been all over the place tonight. Jake, gonna throw it on this weekend. If I'm using Scott's pre-emergent with FERT included, no malorganite, right? Yes, correct. You got enough nitrogen within that one application. We don't need to overdo it. So, John, contract, stick with just the Scott's pre-emergent. I believe that's going to be the Holtz, and that's going to have active ingredient pendimethalin in there. Good product to use, especially if you're starting out. And the idea being is that not only is it going to prevent the crabgrass, but it's also going to give you a little bit of a feeding there. So, no need for excess nitrogen. Just put down the Scott's Holtz. That'll give you your nitrogen to wake the lawn up, and 4 to 5 weeks you can start the monthly applications of malorganite. You should be fine. At least not for a while. My lawn looks like a Kess pool. My lawn looks like Kess pool explodes. Any recommendations? I don't know what that is, Chris Kess. Bloodline. I'm going to use Jonathan Green crabgrass and lawn food with aerate and RGS this Saturday. Awesome, bro. Let me know how it goes. Doug E. Lee, look at the microclimate near the edges of the concrete on the parkway. Yeah, they are a little bit warmer because of the hot zones. Hey Jake, if you had to throw down 6 applications the entire year, what would those products be and why? It would have to be the Green Punch. Like I said, I like the Green Punch because of what it comes with. It comes with the macros, a little bit of micros in there, like the iron, which is always nice if you're looking for that dark green look. And it also comes with the humic acid to kind of help make things more available. And what's nice about a product like that is that it'll feed your lawn in. God, Jesus! iPad died again. God. Anyway, as I was saying, I like a product like Green Punch because it'll feed foliarly and it'll feed in the soil. So so basically what happens is it'll feed in through the grass plants as well as it'll go down and work on the soil and feed the roots and things like that. So it's a really nice product being that it does that. God, now I gotta come back up to the freaking camera. Sorry I'm getting angry, but this camera shouldn't be dying. It doesn't make sense to me. Sorry I'm getting angry. I really am. I can't handle this stuff, man. This show's just been a complete let me just go here. Where did I go? Who's that? Here's some math for you. I am applying starter fertilizer at 3.4 pounds per thousand. Bag is 15% N. How many pounds of nitrogen per 1,000? Okay, so all you have to do is take the pounds per thousand and multiply it by the percentage of nitrogen. So 3.4 times 1.5. What is that? Type that in your calculator, and you should get a good calculation there. Where are the hot dogs? I don't have any tonight.
Are you live?
Yeah. Per my lawn journal, my first Milo app is April 11th. Is that okay? Yes. If soil temperatures are peaking at 55, then you should be fine. What are you doing? Here, you want me to put you on the spot? What are you gonna do? What? 60?
Add me on Snap.
Yeah, we're just gonna.
Alyssa.Reddig.
Yeah. Bye. Is she looking to cook your? Is she going to cook you dinner? I wish. Didn't realize KBG was a fescue. Don't believe we have it in the UK. I never heard of that, and I never said that either. I don't know. Is it a fescue? I never heard of that. Have you tried restarting the iPad at all? Yeah, it's not that. It's the iPad. Usually when I plug it in and the battery's dead, it'll just kind of charge it. But for some reason, when I'm using it, the battery's draining. That never happens. 12 episodes in, I'm already having problems. KBG creeps as well as fescue, Jim. Yeah, but KBG is more prominent for the creeping. Fescue, not so much. Do you recommend a final Milo app around Thanksgiving? It depends on the temperatures. Now, to be honest with you, I've never put down, I mean, I have a couple times, but I don't recommend it because of the fact that Milorganite isn't organic, and because of that, it relies on microbial activity and heat in order to be broken down and in the soil and working for the winter. So your best bet, especially in the winter, would be to put down fertilizer or starter fertilizer, any form of synthetic nitrogen. Water it in if you can, if there's no rain in the forecast, because the idea is we want to get that down so that the roots can store it for the winter, and then once the proper conditions return in the spring, the roots can utilize those nutrients. And then, for lack of a better word, you're just going to have the greenest lawn on the block if you do that, so keep that in mind. Jake, hook up with her. That's funny. Oh. Iowa's has had a bug by restart. I mean, hold the power and volume by actually restarting all apps. Otherwise, resume, not restart. Yeah, I mean, I guess that would be the problem, but the battery's like 1%. That's part of it. That's funny. Alright. I would like to become a memer. Huh, that's weird. Snowing in New York. Temperatures tomorrow. Soil temps still 38. Yeah, man, that's cold. That sucks. Looks like the sun's coming back out. iPad's back on. I've been doing this all night. Listen, if it just goes out, I'm giving up. It's not happening. There we go. I feel like Casey Neistat and all my gear just keeps breaking. Let's move this away from the fire. That might be part of the problem. And I don't know why these cables get so caught up. Alright. Do all the neighbors know you do the YouTubes? A couple of them do. In fact, this is funny. I don't know if you guys saw this or not. I don't know if I was streaming yet. But one of my neighbors walks by, and I'm thinking, oh, here comes one of my neighbors. Let's see what happens. And then she walks by, and she's like, hey, Jake, are you shooting videos? Never talked to this woman before. And she lives in the vicinity of the neighborhood. She must watch the videos. That's awesome. Jake, what's the plan when you finish school? Carry on with grass or go do something else? Carry on with grass. It's what drives me, man. I love waking up every day, talking about it. It's my favorite thing. Doug E. Lee, more geese. How do you get rid of creeping Charlie? Well, there are a couple ways you can do it. Number one, any three-way weed control you can get at the store basically will take care of it. If you want to get a little more advanced, there have been studies out there where you can actually use neodymium borax from the grocery store as a way to kind of help improve your control. I've never tried that before, but I would like to maybe do a video on it and show you guys how it works. But as far as the basics go, any three-way weed control you can get over the counter that contains active ingredients 2,4-D and dicamba, that should be just fine for taking care of broadleaf weeds such as clover, dandelion, and ground ivy, aka creeping Charlie. So if you're looking to control those, that would be a great product. It looks like the iPad's going to die again, but if it does, I'm probably just going to screw it and get up there. Stupid crap. Anyway, listen, I'm just... Alright. Looks like we're back now. Hopefully we don't have any more of these freaking problems. Anyway, iPad's dying, phone's going out. It's a shit show tonight. Just being honest. God, where'd all the people go? Member of the lawn care community, that's what I meant. Oh. Yeah, well, anyway, for those of you guys who are sticking in, glad you're coming back. Sorry about the delay there. The phone cut out. I'm glad I was able to get it back. But, yeah, beautiful sunset behind us, in case you can't tell. I gotta say, I'm a little frustrated that this isn't going my way, because this is uncomfortable, dude. I'd rather be sitting over there. Fire's blowing toward me. Now I gotta be up on the phone the whole way. Anyway, that's fine. They also have a tall fescue called Snapback. It was the first fescue with a true rhizome called No Net with a summer breed, awesome and dark. Check it out. I'll have to. So it's called Snapback. That's interesting. What's up, B4 Bronze? How you doing, brother? Welcome to the show. Very sorry if you were in for any of those inconveniences there. I guess that's what happens when you know, you don't prepare things right. But anyway. Yeah, Sean McLaughlin. I'll check that out. First time viewer here to these LawnFires, but love your channel, bro. Thank you, B4 Bronzo 6. I appreciate that, man. Welcome aboard. I'm running low on battery myself, and also time to hit the bed. Have a great weekend. Norway out. Okay, Canelo 1. Take care, man. Have a great night. The fire going on here. All right. Let's see what we got. I'm getting funny looks over here. You know what? I don't even care. I'm having the time of my life. Neighbors. Gotta love them. How can I become a member of the community? Dude, this is no private club. Just start making videos. Do what you gotta do. Post on Instagram. Post in the community. Did you see LCN bought Grass Daddy's lawn channel? Yes, I saw that. I'm really looking forward to the collaborations they're going to do. I know them two working together, they're going to make a great team. God. This is burning rather nicely, I gotta say that. I guess my little so-called pyramid actually did work. Yeah, Tim has great content. Hope it doesn't change. Yeah. Did you notice it was on April the 1st? That's funny. What are you doing?
Nothing.
No. Oh, that's very interesting. That's interesting, Jim. Did you notice it was on April the 1st? I don't think they were kidding though. I don't think Alan would want to do anything like that. Just knowing who he is, he's not a very. I mean, he's a funny guy and all, but he wouldn't joke about something that serious. Andrew Ronco, what's up, brother? How you doing? Welcome to the show. I don't know if you saw earlier, but we had quite some technical difficulties tonight, which is why I'm sitting up on you guys like this. I really don't like doing this. I'd much rather be sitting back there with the iPad, but I'm gonna be out here for a while. Hopefully till it gets dark, depending on how the weather goes. Might have to go grab a jacket, but give that iPad some time to charge, and then I'll move back over there. But for now, I'm gonna be up in your face with my finger on the screen. Airflow is king. That's right, pop music. You know the drill. Airflow is key. That's like my favorite word, right? I talk about it all the time. If you don't have airflow, you're not going to have a healthy lawn. Remember, airflow is key. What's going on, Chuck? Let's see what else we got here. It's my neighbor. In fires too, that's right. That's why it's holding up very nice back here. It's nice and warm. I mean, it gets a little chilly. It gets a little chilly the darker it gets. Hey Jake, nice fire you got going there. Thanks, Adam West. I appreciate it. Might have to add another log to this soon. So, I talked about the strategy I basically, what I did is I had more logs in here than ever before because I built a pyramid and I started the fire from the top and let the fire kind of seep in. And since then I had a little adjustments to do, but other than that I'd say because of all the logs I have in there, it's burning nicely. Alright, here we go. What's the best type of grass for inclines? That's a tough one. Well, to be honest with you, I don't know if there really is an ideal. I don't know the most ideal grass for inclines because I've never dealt with one, but I believe any grass will work just fine as long as you're giving it the proper care it needs. Like, for instance, that's actually where liquid products come in because we can't do a lot of granular and mechanical applications on slopes. It's just most likely not going to work because of the steepness. So that's something you have to keep in mind. But that's where I think the Liquid Next products like the Aerate and the Green Punch and the RGS, all those products come in great handy for caring for slope and proper mowing too, if you can help it. But yeah, inclines, we're dealing with them on the project lawn. The variety of that lawn is going to be pretty much any grass type up here from fescue to bluegrass. So we got quite a bit of variety in there. Looking forward to it. What are your thoughts on overseeding turf type tall fescue with KBG? Love my turf type tall fescue, but want the repairability of KBG. Do they live well together? Yes, they do. Now keep in mind, one thing I have mentioned is that these grass types are very different. They're very different as far as rigidity goes. Fescue is a rigid grass type, which means that when you walk on it, it's less likely to lay over when it's being cut at a taller height, whereas on the other end of that spectrum, you have bluegrass, which is not a very rigid grass type. It's actually very... What's the best way to explain it? So this is a bluegrass blade, by the way. Don't mind this. It's recovering from frost damage, but... notice how it's very, it's not very built. That's not as thick as a fescue blade. This stuff lays over easily, so cutting it at the highest setting is not something you want to do. In fact, I've actually told you if you're going to use bluegrass, mow it about 3.5 inches, and you'll be just fine. But if you're going to use fescue and bluegrass synergistically together, you have to find something that makes both of them happy. So. The fescue, as I mentioned, likes it at the highest setting possible, so 4.25 inches, whereas the bluegrass does better at, say, 3.5 inches. So I guess the best way to compromise for that would be to mow your lawn at 3.5 inches, or maybe a little bit lower if you want to experiment. But to stay on the safe side, 3.5 inches, and that should be fine for both grass types. In the transition zone, TTTF is the most popular because it stands the summer heat. Worried the KBG would brown my yard out midsummer. I don't know. I mean, as long as you keep it irrigated, I don't think you should have a problem with that. Remember, irrigation, water is king. You'll not only hear me say this, but you'll hear John Perry say it, you'll hear Alan say it, Matt, everybody in the community here. They're just going to tell you, water is king, airflow is key. Water is king. So when in doubt, just water it, and you should be fine. Jake, do you use marking dye when you spray for weeds, and how long does it last? No, I don't use marking dye. I've never used it before, so I wouldn't know. Will you be applying your pre-emergent soon? Deep freeze, I actually just applied it last week. I applied it last week in using the approaching up to strategy, I believe that's what we called it. No, the leading up to strategy, which is applying it 3 weeks before soil temperatures stay at 55, which is as the window's opening. If you'd like to learn a little bit more about that, check out the video from last weekend. I give more in depth about that. Was that a fire alarm? I don't know. I have no idea. Lots of salt, gravel, and rocks in my yard from this winter snow plows running by. What to do, especially with the salt residue. There's not really much you can do, especially because of how small the salt is. It's going to get into your soil no matter what. So the only thing you can really do is just water, 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 as I talk about, right? When in doubt, just water the heck out of your lawn. Because the idea being is that the more you water it, the more you're going to dilute that road salt, and the less likely it's going to cause any damage to your lawn. So when in doubt, just water, 3 times a week, as I talk about, inch and a half of water a week. The idea being is you want to water 2 to 3 times a week, half inch each time. That should total you at about inch to an inch and a half of water per week. Once again, the idea is you want to water as much as you can, really, to help that road salt dilute so it doesn't cause any damage. Maybe use a blower to get it out of the lawn, maybe. Hold on. Jim, what were you talking about? I don't know what Jim is talking about here. Maybe he'll have to clarify. Maybe I missed it. Hey, Jake, can you talk about soil pH meter and what they sell at the store, and what is the ideal pH for grass? Okay, so to give you guys a brief explanation there, the ideal pH for grass is going to be slightly acidic, so just in between 6 and 7. That's when all the nutrients are going to be in place and they're going to be accessible to the plant. So what else did that question say? Let me just check. So the pH things they sell at the store, I've never used them before. I recommend that you get your soil tested from like a university. That's companies like Soil Savvy or Spectrum Analytics, which use universities to send you back a snapshot of where your soil's at. I recommend using companies like that because you'll be able to get more in depth of what's in your soil besides the micros and the macros, right? Because diving deeper into your soil is what you want to do with the soil test, because healthy soil, because doing that'll kind of help you understand what problems you have as far as, things that are broader than macros and micros, and then from there you can correct them, make your soil healthier. Because as I talk about, healthy soil equals a healthy lawn. Remember that. Perennial ryegrass, will it withstand Wisconsin summers? Yes, in fact, it's a grass type native to the cool season area. It's one of the grasses we happen to grow. So I think you should be fine. Just irrigate inch and a half per week. So about half inch each time, as I've talked about, and you should be fine. It'll make it through the summer. I gotta get another log on here. Give me 1 second, and I think I might be able to move back there. Hopefully. We'll see. It's burning rather slowly. Beautiful night tonight, by the way. For those of you guys who can't see, look at that sky. I don't know if you can see. Hold on, let me look at that. Beautiful. Just so beautiful. I wish the exposure would hold. But it is what it is. I'm just going to put this. Back for more? Back for more?
You're still on that thing?
Yeah, and I'm probably going to be for a little bit.
Alright, just go
Same people as last time. 42. Perfect. All right. iPad is at the, look at this. Dude, this is working out so in my favor tonight. Look at this freaking sunset behind me. Oh yeah. It started off as a total drag, but look at this. This is why I'm going to keep going. Look at how beautiful this is. I love when I can do things like this. All right, glad to be back on. You know what? I feel like that YouTube channel Circle. Have you guys ever heard of Circle before? It's like a, it's a music channel where they bring these musicians and they have them perform in like these unusual locations. That's what this feels like. If you don't know what Circle is and you're interested in music, look it up. It's great. Yeah, open that up. If it dies, it dies. But we're at 7, so I believe we should be fine. I'm just going to open the chat back up because it makes things easier when I don't have to be up on the camera all the time, you know? Wow. We're going to be out here for a while. I'm just saying that right now. So if you guys have not strapped in yet, strap in. Oh. RVA Lawn Love, are you going to stick with low nitrogen for the entire season? Yes, I am, especially on my lawn. I want to see what happens, and there's really no particular reason. I just want to do it. I want to see what's going to happen, and maybe save money in the long run, right? It's a smart thing to do. So KBG would stripe better than fescue. They stripe pretty good together, actually. They're both as good. I don't know if there's actually one better than the other as far as striping goes, but from what I've seen, they both do really well with striping. KBG and fescue, great striping together. Do you have an irrigation system? If not, what's your solution? My thoughts on a poor man's way to water. Hang on. One sec. God. Let me get another log on here. Sorry about that. Back on track now. Oh yeah. Do you have an irrigation system? If not, what's your solution or any thoughts on a poor man's way to water? Well, you have a couple options here. If you have a lawn that's manageable like mine, about 5,000 square feet, then the best thing to do would be to water it with a hand sprinkler. Like me, I use impact sprinklers. You know, the ones that go, and I move it throughout the lawn, and I get down my half-inch of water. Usually takes about an hour and a half or so. So doing that 3 times a week in the mornings, no problem. However, if you do have a bigger lawn, I am not expecting you to water it. You should just let that go into dormancy, which, by the way, is totally okay. It's totally fine. It's just a defense mechanism your lawn has for the summer heat. And if you do decide to let it go into summer dormancy, just make sure you do not let it come back out, because if you do that, you will have problems. You will have problems because it's not healthy for your lawn, right? Because I want you to think about it this way. What if you were in a coma and you kept coming in and out of it? That's not healthy, right? It's the same with the lawn. So if you're going to make a decision to let it go into dormancy, make sure that you just keep it there, right? You can't let it go in and out. So same thing if you're trying to take it out of dormancy, right? You have to make a decision. Are you going to let it go into dormancy, or are you going to water it and keep it out of summer dormancy? It's really up to you and what you want to do. So I hope that answers your question, John. Jim, blower to get gravel and rocks out. Yeah, that's smart. But if you have like a big area, that's hard to manage and your blower's not powerful enough, then a great thing to do would be just to water it in to dilute it so it doesn't cause any damages. Jake, I saw some white clovers in my lawn today. I'm in Massachusetts. Is it too early for weed killer? And if so, when should I do it? I don't know what your area looks like, Jeff. I haven't looked at it yet, but rule of thumb being that if you're going to spray weeds, you want to make sure that the nighttime temperatures are averaging around 45 degrees. That's just going to ensure that you get all the efficacy out of your weed control. And as we talked about, use the 3-way weed control from the store. So 2,4-D-dicamba and Chlorac, that'll take care of the clover, no problem. But yeah, once nighttime temperatures are averaging in that 45 degree range, then good to go. Eric Von Whittle, SpaceX has another engine test in Southwest Texas tonight. I think I'll go and check it out. Awesome, bro. Go check that out. Daniel Short, hey Jake, I live in Washington State and turf is coming alive. What fertilizer would you throw down at this? Keep it green, bro. You live in Washington State. Okay. So, what I recommend for you is when your soil temperatures hit 55 degrees, get down your pre-emergent. That's going to be our prodiamine. Or, of course, you can use the Scott's Holtz product, which contains pendimethalin. And with that case, you just put that down as your pre-emergent, and you should be just fine. Once soil temperatures hit 55 degrees in your area in the middle of the day, and you notice that's at least 3 weeks before the temperatures hit, 3 weeks before the temperatures stay there, then you're in the window to put down your application of fertilizer. Actually, hold on. Let me explain that a little bit better. Okay, so basically what I'm telling you, and this is not answering your question, but I just want to give you a little more in depth, because based on what you're telling me here, what's your name? Daniel Short. You live in Washington State. Turf's coming alive. What should you throw down at this? What I recommend you do is get down a crabgrass pre-emergent already. If you haven't, Scott's Holtz, that's a great starter product for you. Put that down at the recommended rate. I believe it's 2.67. Don't trust me on this. Read the label, all right? Make sure that that's correct. 2.6 pounds per thousand, and no need to put down fertilizer with that right now because that contains nitrogen, so you're good there. But as far as what to throw at the lawn and when, about 4 weeks from now, or 4 weeks from the day that you put down your pre-emergent, that's a great time to start fertilizing with fertilizers like Milorganite or Ring or Lawn Restore once every 30 days. God, why is this fire so dead? Because I don't know what I'm doing. That's why. Trying my best not to smother it. Let's kind of help it out there. How long before Alan's old lawn is back to glory? Good question. Very good question. I believe that after this first application, it should really be looking good, and that is going to take place tomorrow. Now that's roaring. Look at that. Grace Ortist, you need to have your logs ready to continue with the chat. I want to stay on. Okay, I got you, Grace. Grace, I'm sorry about that. I really am. Super sorry. How long before... Oh, I just read that one. I'm all over the place tonight. I apologize. Can you make a video of your lawn journal? I had one last year, but I feel like it was terrible. I would like to see how others run one. Yes, I can show it to you this weekend, maybe. Where was I? Jake, what is your Discord? Jake the Lawn Kid, hashtag 5630. I will put it in the chat here. My Discord's at the bottom of the chat. Hey Jake, are we in the window yet here in Northwest Indiana? Are you asking about pre-emergence? Pre-emergence? Yes, we are. So you remember, if you saw last weekend's video, one of the biggest things I talked about was the pre-emergent window, and you'll hear Alan talk about it too, and that is the leading up to approach, which means that we've checked our midday soil temperatures. That's right. That's what matters the most, is our midday soil temperatures. And we did that using a soil thermometer. And then from there, we used the Greencast tool to see when soil temperatures would typically average around 55. And from there, we have about a 3-week gap. So if you have at least a 3-week gap between your actual soil temperatures in the middle of the day and when they historically hit 55 degrees, then that's the opening of the window, and you're good to go putting down your pre-emergent. Oh, there you are. Make a Discord server. Yeah, I probably should. Did you dunk on that goal? When can I start mowing and watering the lawn? Does it matter? Okay, so assuming that you're a cool season lawn like me, you live in the northern area, so we're talking Indiana, Chicago, Michigan, Wisconsin, all these places in the north. I'd recommend you start mowing when soil temperatures hit 65 degrees. Now, as you'll see, I have not mowed mine for quite a while now, and that is because I don't want to wake it up. Because one of the things about mowing is that it will stimulate growth, and that's the last thing I want to do right now, as the lawn has already been through a brutal winter. So I just want to kind of wake it up just a little bit with this starter fertilizer app I'm going to be doing here in a couple days. And then once it's kind of woken up and it's kind of, grown a little bit, then I can do the final, wake-up call, which is going to be the mowing. And that'll be when soil temperatures hit 65. So that should be about another 2-3 weeks, I think. We'll see how the weather goes. When should I soil my lawn? When should I soil my lawn? What do you mean by that, of being turned or a gag? I need to know a little bit more specifically. All right. When should I topsoil my lawn? Okay, so topsoil is not something I generally do, and the reason I think you don't need to do it is hold on, let me explain this a little bit better. So topsoil, no need to add topsoil to your lawn, all right? Instead, why don't you work on building the soil that you currently had? You do that by using products like humic acid and nitrogen, and using them in a what's the best word for it? I'm trying to think here. What? God, I say this all the time. Synergistically, use them synergistically together to kind. God, what was I gonna say? Topsoil. So use humic and nitrogen synergistically, and I promise you, you will have quality soil and you'll be fine. The idea is not to add more soil, but work with what you have, and do it by using products like humic acid and nitrogen, and using them efficiently. So if you're using humic acid, basically what that means is that you don't have to use as much nitrogen as you used to use. So all this comes down to really is that you think you have crappy soil, but you don't. You just need to take the time and build your soil base, and then you won't have to topsoil ever again. That's how you should think about it. Avit Tarnorgag. What if my yard is unlevel? Well, if it's unlevel, there's not really much you can do about it right now. But if you're thinking about real mowing, I'd want to get that taken care of. But I don't know the best answer for you at the moment, so I'll have to get back to you. Haha, the guy in the back was. That's funny. Hey Jake, a humic acid question. What is the difference between humic 12 and humic DG? 1 gallon for humic 12 is $24 versus 11-pound bag of humic DG is $24. The liquid is only 12% and the DG is 70%. The application rate, DG is 1 pound per 1,000. I don't know the difference. All I can tell you is that it sounds like one of them is granular, whereas the one humic 12 I use all the time is liquid. And honestly, I don't know why the percentage is so high, but you really don't need that much, because I've been using that humic 12 on my yard for the past year now, and I've had nothing but great results. And I gotta say, I have nothing but good to say about it. Now, if you want to do some experiments with that DG70 product, then feel free to do so. Who am I to tell you not to? If it's humic acid, it's not going to hurt anything. It's only going to help. Manishava, the app rate for DG is. Oh, I just read that. I hope the pedestrian comes back. Yeah, me too. By the way, once again, I am so sorry for the inconvenience tonight. I will prepare next time, I promise. I always say that, but I really got to start preparing better for these. Fire's always going to blow my face. Right. Jake, you're doing a great job, bro. Don't worry. Thank you, B4 Bronco. I appreciate it. Like I said, I'm going to be out here for a little bit, so if you guys got more questions, ask away. This is nice, though, really it is. I'm going to have to run inside and get a jacket in a second, because it's getting colder as the sun goes down, but, dog spot. Oh, this is a great question. B4 Bronco, I get this all the time. Dog spots, how to prevent them. I'm going to just be straight and to the point on this one. You can't prevent them, but there is something you can do to stop them from occurring, and that is to train your dog to go somewhere else. What I mean by that is maybe build a fenced area in your backyard, a small fenced area where your dog has to go to the bathroom, and then make that the dog's area, whereas the rest of the lawn can be for you. And then work on the damaged areas that he peed on, per se. Just work on them, rake out any dead spots that might have come, and then just mow and fertilize like normal, see what fills in, and if it doesn't fill in, just aerate and overseed in the fall. But to answer your question about the dog, there are pills you can give them, but I would not do that. I personally would not want to give my dog a pill, so I think the best thing to do is to have a little small fenced area for the dog, whereas the rest of the lawn can be your area. Make sense? I just saw him. That's my buddy Noah. JPN, you could watch where your dog pees and then douse that area in water. Yeah, but it's not something you're going to want to do in the long term, right? Eventually it's going to get tiring because knowing that every time your dog goes out you have to dump a bucket of water. Come on, let's just be real. As homeowners, we're not going to have time for that. Especially when we got busy schedules. He dabbed. Good old Noah. Humic raises the pH in acidic soil and reduces the pH in alkaline soils. Yes, good point, Kevin Hammond. Like I said, it helps. Jake, how old are you? I am 17 years old, about to be 18 in November. Boy, do I love this fire. I'm glad that the iPad's actually holding on. Oh God, this is so nice. What car do you have? I have a 96 Chevy Suburban. Not with me at the moment, but you guys will see it soon. Michael Kennedy, thank you, man. I appreciate your support. It means a lot to me. I began to train my dog to pee in a designated spot in the yard. It doesn't work 100% of the time, but it's an improvement from him going anywhere and everywhere. Yes, Albert Kaplan, I agree with you 100%, which is why I recommend, if you can, create a gated area for the dog so that he is relegated to that area, and then you don't have to worry about him going on the lawn. But yeah, if you can at least do that, at least train him to go in a specific area, then that's an improvement, man. Glad to hear that. Are you going to overseed this spring? No, in fact, you guys, for those of you guys who've been watching, you guys have heard me say it, and I've said it 1,000 times. Spring seeding is not something I want to do, right? Especially with the cool season grass. Hence the reason it's called cool season grass for a reason, right? You don't want to seed in the spring when the temperatures are going to get warmer, right? That's just more likely going to diminish your results if you fail. So what I recommend is get down your crabgrass pre-emergent in the spring to stop the crabgrass, and then mow and fertilize like normal all throughout the summer and into the early fall. And then once you get to early fall, that's a great time to aerate and overseed as the temperatures are trending down into ideal conditions for cool season grass. Once again, hence the reason it's called cool season grass, because it strives better in cooler temperatures when the temperatures are trending down. I might have to move, the fire's getting in my face. Jake, show us your lawnmowers, please. Listen, Aaron, I would love to, but if I move this camera, I'm more likely going to jack it up and I'm going to lose the stream, so we'll have to do that in a YouTube video, maybe. What about bare patches from damage coming out of winter? Well, you have a couple options there. Number one, you can just leave them, right? Leave them, get your crabgrass pre-emergent down. Get your crabgrass pre-emergent down and mow and fertilize like normal, and it should fill in on its own. And like I said, if it doesn't, then fall's a great time to seed those areas. And another thing to do, if you want to, is you can actually use liquid pre-emergents, which allow you to selectively target. I wouldn't recommend that though if you're a beginner. It's just more hassle on your part with mixing. What I recommend you do is you just go to the store and get something that allows you to prevent crabgrass, but also allow you to do seeding in particular areas. A product like Metzotrione, aka Tenacity, something I talk a lot about here on the channel. And basically what that is it's a crabgrass pre-emergent that it's a crabgrass pre-emergent that will not harm any seed. So that's probably your best option if you want to do that. But just to keep things simple, pre-emergent in the spring, aerate in the fall. If you want to complicate it, you can, but that's really as simple as it gets, and I recommend you stick to it if you're a beginner. Jake, I just applied first granular prodiamine. Will apply second dose May 15th. Will I still be able to overseed in September? Yes, you will. No problem. You'll be fine. Real Bob Shady. Jake, which is the better type of mower? Reel mowers or rotary mowers? Good question. All I can say is I like rotary mowers because it's all I used. And I actually kind of like the idea of reel mowers because of the way they cut. They cut this way instead of against the lawn. So they kind of cut in the same direction in which the lawn grows, and it leads to a much cleaner cut. So I kind of like that, but I can't give you a lot of feedback on it really because I've never used it. So rotaries are my go-to right now. That's all I can say. Catnip, do you grow it? No, I don't even know what that is. Random channel, do you have the best lawn in the neighborhood? As far as aesthetics, I'd say I have the greenest lawn in the neighborhood, but I do have some neighbors out here who do have a big landscape game going, which I really need to improve on. Speaking of which, I've been meaning to talk to you guys about that. So I have this area over here. Let me pan the camera real quick. I'm not gonna move it, but I'm just gonna pan it real quick. So this area right here, I don't know if you guys have ever heard me talk about it in videos, but this area just gets trampled with foot traffic all throughout the season, and it's mainly because of this giant guy right here, this trailer, which is why this area gets trampled a lot. So what I'm thinking about doing to compensate for that, because really I'm done fighting with it, is I'm just going to go ahead and put some landscaping bed in here, maybe some mulch and some bushes and whatnot, but I have further issues to tackle before that. Like I have landscape beds back there that are completely empty. I have no plants back there. And what I'm asking for is some help. Because when it comes to landscaping, it's not my strong suit. I'm not good with symmetry. I'm not good with any of that. I'm not that creative of a person when it comes to landscaping. So if any of you pros who are on here would like to give me your feedback on what I should do here, I would appreciate it. Anyway, that's in the works. Don't know when I'm going to start it, but it's in the works. What's the best pre-emergent anybody can go to the store and buy? What do you recommend? I don't want pre-emergent with nitrogen. I just want a standalone pre-emergent. I have a, what's your name? B4 Bronco 6. I have a great product for you, especially as a standalone pre-emergent, which is always good because you don't want the nutrients with it. I want you to have that flexibility, so I appreciate the fact that you recognize that. So I'm actually going to go ahead, Bronco, and I'm going to leave you a link to my favorite all-time pre-emergent weed control, and that is the 007 per diamine, 37% from domyown.com. And this, again, this is granular, and as far as application rates, this bag is 50 pounds. It covers 10,000 square feet, and the application rate is 5 pounds per thousand. You do that, you'll be just fine all the way through, and then you'll be fine. All right, here we go. All right, Bronco, I left a link at the bottom of the chat if you'd like to go check it out. Great product. You put this down at 5 pounds per thousand, and then a great thing to do a couple months from now, if you have a really bad crabgrass problem, is put down the other half of this bag, or the rest of it, or whatever you have left. I don't know how big your lawn is, but put down another application of this prodiamine in early to mid-May to kind of help increase your barrier all the way throughout the summer against crabgrass. All right, no problem. I'm glad I could help you out before. Do you know about fairy rings? No, I don't. Grace Ortis, that's what I'd done on both sides of my driveway. Put mulch down and seasonal plants. Got the idea from Pete. Started with new Turf Tide Tall Fescue lawn scratch too late in the fall to mow last year. I came in, but it's not thickened up. Maybe 40, 60 grass to soil. Should I overseed now or just fur to thicken it up? I think proper mowing and fertilizing is all you need to do, because I'm telling you, mowing and fertilizing alone, if you do it right, if you mow frequent as twice a week at least, and you fertilize once a month at a very light rate, I'm promising you, your lawn is going to look good. So, for instance, if you're going to use a product like Milorganite, 8 pounds per thousand once a month, that should be good enough. I'm telling you, your lawn will look super good, Grace. I just threw that down yesterday, got a little heavy-handed. Any repercussions? Um, just water, water, water. That's all you can really do now. There's really nothing left. Just water it in. If you're in doubt, I'm stuttering because I'm out of it. But anyway, when in doubt, just water it in. That's all you can do right now. You can't go back in time. Just water it in. You should be fine. Hey Jake, I have a newly seeded yard of tall fescue. I just put it down last fall. Should I use my pre-emergent or herbicides, or just let it come in? Hold on. Hey Jake, I have a newly seeded yard of tall fescue. Newly seeded, just put it down last fall. Should I use any pre-emergents or herbicides, or just let it come in and get as strong as possible this season? SV Contigo, put down a spring pre-emergent. It's not going to hurt anything. All right. I mean, your lawn did have a month last year to mature and establish, so you should be just fine. Get down that pre-emergent to provide you coverage, especially at this stage in the grow, right? You want to make sure that you have enough. You want to make sure that you have that coverage in the spring to help you as the lawn is maturing more and more, right? We've got it matured at least a month from the. We got it matured at least a month before the winter came. So now the idea being is that to keep competition out, put down that pre-emergent, you should be just fine. I don't know why I'm stuttering so bad. It's horrible. How's Geek to Freak? What's your favorite channel? I love Geek to Freak. I don't know what he's up to right now, but I loved him, man. He was a cool guy. He was. Are you a popular kid at school because you have a YouTube channel? I guess you could say that, but it's not something I brag about. You know, in fact, the philosophy I live in life is that I believe the thing I'm most proud of, which is this YouTube channel, my lawn care business, that's the last thing I let new people know about me. That's it. I mean, if they find out, good, they find out. But, you know, it's just, I don't brag about it. You shouldn't either. Let them find out on their own. Last question, then I'll quit hogging. Yellow, oh no, man, you're fine. B4 Bronco asks, yellow nutsedge or quackgrass seem to get these annoying blades in the mid and summer. What can I do about these ugly looking weeds? Well, let me ask you a couple questions because this might help me understand a little bit better what you're dealing with, Bronco. The areas where you get the problem grass, are they areas that often puddle up in rains? Are they low spots? You know, they often get submerged in the rainstorms, or is it pretty much scattered throughout your lawn? Answer that, and then I can further diagnose for you. When you use granular products, do you have to water it in? When you use granular products, do you have to water it in? Depends on the product. If you're using a synthetic fertilizer, I recommend you water it in so that it at least gets down into the soil. But organic products like Milorganite, which break down via friction and heat, you don't have to water that in. Stop my time. I used RGS but applied it barefoot, and now my big toe is oozing yellow. Should I be worried? I know I didn't wear PPE. Well, from what I know, RGS should be safe, and I have no idea what happened to your foot. Did you happen to hurt it before the application? Maybe you hurt it while you were applying. I don't know. I hope you're okay though. I'm sorry to hear that. Stop my time. Aaron, Jake, do you still own the rider that you ran out of oil? Yes, I do. In fact, I just got it back from the shop last week, and it was completely fixed. New engine, um, new new belts, sharpened blades, top to bottom restore. I think what I'm going to end up doing with it though is I'm going to end up selling it because of the condition it's in. I could get some good money for it. I get some good money for it and possibly buy some more, some more needed equipment for my business. How do you clean your mower after a mow? I typically take the hose to it, or sometimes if I really want to get deep down and dirty, I'll just pressure wash it. Applied some pre-emergent, but still want to overseed as the lawn is so thin. Any suggestions? Yes. When in doubt, tenacity is your friend. So for those of you who don't know what tenacity is, it's a product that allows you to, it's a pre-emergent that allows you, it's a pre-emergent that will not harm your grass seed. And if you would like, I will leave a link in the description below at the bottom of the chat where you can pick up some tenacity. Mix according to labeled directions, and you shouldn't have any problems. Do 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 do. Okay, what's her name? Siding Chen. I left a link in the description below to tenacity. Now, if you're not interested in this, because I will admit it is a liquid concentrate, and if you are a newcomer, it can be a little nerve-wracking at first. So what I recommend you do is you run to the store and you pick up a Scott's product that contains active ingredient methotrone. Or really, any crabgrass pre-emergent that contains active ingredient methotrone, that's going to be another name for tenacity. If you can find methotrone in any crabgrass pre-emergent, you'll be fine. Got it. Back away for a second. The wind never works with me. Okay. You can break your pre-emergent barrier by aerating. Yes, that's true. But if you're using liquid products like the liquid aerate, you don't have to worry about that because the pre-emergent is at the barrier, and the aerate is more focused on diving deep and working on the soil down below. Neither disrupt each other's processes, so I wouldn't worry about it. What's your thoughts on rolling the lawn in the spring? Well, since I don't cut my lawn really low in general, it's not a necessity for me at the moment. But if you're real mowing at like ½ inch, 5/8 inch, like Connor Ward or Ryan Knorr, then that's a great idea. But I wouldn't know much about that because I've been cutting my lawn traditionally high since day one, and I'm going to continue to do that for a while, just because it's easy. Do you have multiple types of hose? It's a very vague question. No, I only have one garden hose. Brad Rohrbacher, what's your thought on... I just read that one. What is up with me? The nutsedge seems to be in the lower area of my lawn. It doesn't puddle with standing water ever, though. I don't know if it's nutsedge. It has to be nutsedge. It probably doesn't puddle, but if it's a low spot in the lawn, it naturally accumulates more water. So that might be part of the problem. So as far as taking care of nutsedge, the best thing to do would be to spray a product like Sedgehammer, or a product you can actually pick up at the store if you live in the South would be Image, kills nutsedge, but your best bet would be Sedgehammer. In fact, if you want, I will leave a link in the description below. Bronco, I will leave you a link below as well to... What was I going to link up to? God, my memory's everywhere tonight. Seems to be in a lower area. Oh yeah, I'm linking you to Sedgehammer. Sedgehammer. Alright, let me just put this in the chat. What's his name? Bronco. God. I need to back away from this fire, dude. I need to get more logs on it. It's completely going out. That's better. I'm gonna go in, get a jacket, get some more logs. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Let's build this. Let's build this sucker back up again. All right. Almost there. That's not a good move. Not a good move at all. Here we go. I built it up in kind of a triangle. There we go. Just got to get some airflow in there. Airflow is key. I think my old neighbor drunk grandma's out. All right, where were we? I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the time extension. Fires were on again. I got a jacket. I'm warm. We're out here for a good hour. All right. Whoa. I was only gone 5 minutes.
Howdy.
Howdy. Still doing pool party vids this summer. Seems like a blast. Yeah, when I know I featured a couple pool parties I've been to in the videos. Which video in particular? It might have been 2 years ago. Are you okay, Jake? Yeah. I mean, to be honest with you guys, I've been stressing tonight because, you know, I didn't plan this properly and I had to kind of throw it together once again. So looks good now. All right. But yeah, Anthony, I'm all right. Deep breath. Jake must have got dumped by his GF. No, I don't have a girlfriend. Let's see. Peter Boca, could you make lawn care vlogs? I don't know. It's not my thing. I'm more in the line of helping people. BBQ Freak Show. Relax, guys. He just went in with the neighbor girl. That's funny. Went in to get some wood. Hi people, what's up? It's a silverback. Silverback was out here? I was only gone 5 minutes. There goes the silverback. There goes his mom, BF. Jake kicked out. Anthony Barton, what are your thoughts on 2,4-D? Great weed control for broadleaf weeds. Jake, where are you? Oh, he said catching when I was out. Are you 18? What's your business name? You going to college? My business name, JTLK's lawn service, so I have my own lawn care business, and this is my separate entity to that, where I teach homeowners how to take care of their lawns, and also a little bit about my business here and there, but mostly homeowner lawn tips here. And yeah, so that's pretty much what I am. And am I going to college? I am planning on taking a class or two at Purdue on business and progress management in order to learn a little bit more about that. God, my nose is blocked. Someone might run away with your chair. This is not edge trimmer, Jake. Just take the pile, bird. How many pounds of nitrogen do you throw down each month? Well, with Milorganite, a half pound is perfect. However, in my case this year, I'm going to be putting down a minimum of 1/4 pound of nitrogen per month.
You still going?
Yeah,
Nice.
It's like 2 hours.
Exactly.
so
Why are you still going?
So irritating.
I usually go till dark when I'm out here.
Oh my god. All that work.
That's why I'm out of it, because the fire's in my freaking face. My dad's shocked I'm still going. That's what happens, man. I love doing this. By the way, check out that sunset behind us. Beautiful. Let's keep it there. Airflow for the win. Well, howdy. What do you think about using manure steer chicken for the lawn? Seems everything is moving towards fancy liquid fertilizers. Don't know, haven't tried it, but I believe that's what biochar is mostly made of, right? It's made of like recycled plant materials and all sorts of other goodies for your landscape. So I guess that's an avenue to explore. I've never tried it personally, so I can't give you a lot of insight on it. How many applications of fertilizer do you do throughout the season? That's a really good question. So I do about, I'd say about 5 or 6. I know I said one application a month, and for us the season is 8 months long. But you have to keep in mind the drought periods. You know, typically when the lawn is going to slow down because of the hot and dry weather. So during that time, I kind of take a break from nitrogen for a little bit, and I focus on supplements with the specialty products like the RGS, the Aerate, the microgreen to give me a dose of the micros and a little bit of iron in there. And I do that all the way until we get back into the optimum range where temperatures are in the 70s and 80s and we're getting more rain in the forecast. And then from there, I start pushing my lawn again at 1/4 pound of nitrogen. So all in total, depending on how the year goes, we usually get about 2 or 3 months of summer heat and little to no rain. So that'll put me at about 5 applications total of nitrogen. So 5 applications at 1/4 pound, that's 1.25 for the entire year. We're gonna see how it goes. Mick, that's funny. It's funny, dude. Breaking my balls over here. What's up, Mike Jones? How you doing? Eduardo Boss. Compliments appreciated, brother. When everyone A's Lawn and Landscaping, congrats, bro. Abe, nice job. The videos are really good. There's a quiet road. How many homes are there? I'd say about 100, 200 in this neighborhood. I'm starting an e-commerce about things for landscape lawn care. What do I need to sell? I don't know. I've never tried that before. The only experience I have in the media is with YouTube and other social media platforms. I don't know a lot about e-commerce. I've never sold anything, if that makes sense. Corey Holt. Hey Jake, I put a little too much fertilizer down last fall. Forgot to check the spreader setting. Will it come back this spring, or will I have to reseed this fall again? No, I think it should be fine. I mean, a little extra fertilizer won't hurt it. In fact, if it was a synthetic product, you might have some dieback, but I'm sure with all the rains we've been having and whatnot, that probably diluted some of the product, so you're not gonna have any problems. Maybe if you're in doubt, maybe just one watering in the spring, ½ inch. That should kind of help dilute things, but I think he'll be all right. Shouldn't have to reseed. But either way, I do recommend you seed in the fall regardless, to make sure that you're inviting new cultivars into the lawn, and overall just increasing the overall density of the turf to help it culturally outcompete problems such as weeds and crabgrass and problems like that. So when in doubt, put some seed down, but do it in the fall. Just turn that over. Back into the chat. Where were we? Have you ever used Free Drone X? No, I haven't. Will you be doing seminars? Maybe. Tom Andrews, shout out from Lebanon, Ohio, Cincinnati. What's up, bro? How you doing, Tom? Welcome to the show. Jeff Figueroa, when is the best time to apply weed killer, and would it affect young grass growth if applied in early spring? Okay, so first let's talk about the timing, because you do not apply it in early spring. In fact, it's not practical, all right? Your best bet is to wait, because post-emergent herbicides like 2,4-D, dicamba, conchloric, any three-way weed control that you'll get really any weed control in general, or any liquid, you want to make sure that the nighttime temperatures are averaging around 45 degrees, because anything colder than that, your weed control is not going to be able to work. So you need to make sure that your soil temperatures are at least averaging around that 45-degree period to ensure that you get full efficacy out of the product. Is Alan's old yard still in great shape? That's a great question, Contigo. Yes, it's in really good shape. You see, I know it's had a couple rough years as far as mowing and fertilizing goes, but it kept its density. It's still a really thick, good-looking lawn. If we can just start mowing it properly again, start fertilizing it like it used to be, I guarantee you it'll blow up green within a month. How you doing? You don't sound great. Fertilize your lawn with a drone via remote. That's funny. Never tried that. Sounds pretty cool though. Edward Boas. Let me know if you need links, Jake. Oh, yeah, Ace. Thank you very much. If I need any links, I will let you know. So you have the links open, the Greencast, all that. But sorry, I lost my train of thought. Chris Robbins, when and what do I use for a pre-emergent for Poa annua this coming fall when I reseed my turf-type tall fescue? Thanks, Jake. Your best bet would be,
Jake, do you want to see my baby?
Newest team mom.
it's fake.
No, it's not. I'll throw it in the fire and it starts screaming.
Yeah, and you'll get an
Hey
F on your
guys, I'm the
project.
newest team mom in the region. Hashtag baby mama.
Alright, don't say that.
Hashtag.
You don't want to advertise yourself like that. Your best bet would be either to, what was I? Pre-emergent for Poa annua coming fall. Let me think here. It's been a while since I've gotten this question. Okay, so if you're thinking about preventing Poa annua, there's a couple things you need to know about it. Number one, it's a winter annual, which means that it drops seeds in the fall, it overwinters, and it germinates and grows in the spring, and then it dies in the summer, and the process starts all over again. Now, because it's a winter annual, you're going to have to consider a different approach than you would with crabgrass. So that means putting down a pre-emergent typically when you would aerate and overseed. So because of that, you're going to have to make a decision. You're going to have to make a decision. Do you want to put down a pre-emergent or aerate and overseed? Because you can't do both at one time. Now, there are products on the market, like I've said earlier, like Metzotrione, aka Tenacity. Aiden, if you could link if you could link Tenacity, that would really help me at the bottom of the chat here for Chris. They have products like that on the market. You could use it if you want, but personally I wouldn't recommend that. It just adds more difficulty to your program. So the best thing to do would be to make a decision. Should I aerate and overseed or put down my pre-emergent? And the way to determine that is whether it's based on the severity of your situation. Is the overall thinness of your lawn worse than the POA you're fighting, or is it the other way around? Once you make that decision, then you can go ahead and act on it accordingly. I hope that makes sense. A's Lawn and Landscaping. Can you leave a link to Tenacity at the bottom of the chat, bro? Really appreciate it. Oh, no. All right. All right, thanks, Aiden. I appreciate that. Gino Morocco, what do I do for Poa annua? I just gave a 1-minute monologue about that. If you want, you can rewind about a minute and then you can come catch up. I talked about how you have to make a decision with aeration overseed versus pre-emergence. So I talked about that about a minute ago. If you want to rewind and check that out, and check out the link to Tenacity, then you can do that. Okay, so I'm just in case, I'm going to go ahead and repeat it again. So when taking care of Poa annua, because it's a winter annual, you have to act on it differently, and because of that, you have to make a decision on whether you can, whether you want to aerate and overseed or put down a pre-emergent. Now, there are products on the market like Tenacity, which my buddy Aiden left in the chat, that allow you to put down a crabgrass pre-emergent that won't harm your seed. You can do that, but I don't recommend that. It adds more complication to your program. I just recommend that you make a decision on whether you want to put down a pre-emergent or aerate and overseed. And the way you determine that is based on the severity of your situation. Is the POA you're fighting worse than the density of your lawn, or is it the other way around? Based on that, you can make a decision and act accordingly. Or you can just use the 2% with the Metzotrione, aka Tenacity. You can do whatever you want. It's based on personal preference. Just not something I would do, but who might stop you, right? Do you trim and blow before you mow? That's a good one. It depends on the situation. I like to, what am I getting at here? I like to mow first and then clean up the edges with a little trimming and edging, and then I blow off and clean it off. So it's just straight through, done. That's how I do it. Just go mode. Got some ashes flying out here. There we go. That should burn a bit. Ha ha. Alright. Stop my time. Can you blink and spray tenacity? Yes, you can. Make sure you mix according to label directions. How can I tell if I need to dethatch? Well, it depends on the thickness of the thatch. If it's about as thick as your finger, the tip of your finger or less, then you're fine. If it's as thick as this, then you want to do it. But either way, I don't recommend you mechanically remove it when we have options out there nowadays like the liquid dethatch. And the reason I say that is because with a liquid product like dethatch, it contains digestive agents that'll actually help break down the thatch and put it back into the ground where it can be utilized as a food source. Which is very beneficial compared to the regular dethatch where you just pull it out and haul it off to the dump. I don't think that's a great idea, as you're just dumping more out, when instead you can use a liquid product like the next dethatch. And hang on, I'm losing myself here. So how can you tell when you need to dethatch? Basically, it depends on the thickness. If it's too thick and it's blocking anything, then dethatch. But really, I don't recommend that you mechanically dethatch. I think the best thing to do is to use a liquid product like the liquid dethatch. Put it out. You can put that out about 6 to 9 ounces per thousand. And what's nice about it is that it contains digestive agents that'll actually break down the thatch. That'll break down the thatch and put it back into the ground where it can be utilized as a food source. That's much better than mechanically pulling it out with a dethatcher and hauling it off to the dump. I just think that's a more sustainable way to go, and it's just much better in the long run, as you don't have to, as it does kind of compensate for nutrients in your lawn. So definitely take that into consideration. Aiden, if you could link below to next dethatch, that would mean a lot, brother. It's on Alan's website. Tips for Bermuda grass care. Well, the funny thing about Bermuda is you can do anything to it and it's just going to grow. Now, I'm not encouraging you to abuse it. I'm just letting you know it's an alpha male grass. So if you feed it, it's going to take over everything. It's going to take over the land, right? So as far as Bermuda grass care, just mow frequently and fertilize monthly, kind of like I recommend up here in the north. And I'm telling you, you have the most beautiful, thick Bermuda you've ever had. See, I lose myself in these chats sometimes. Is a lawn striper kit worth it? Asks Contigo. We're actually going to be talking about that this year because a couple months ago I reached out to the folks at Checkmate at Big League Lawns and asked them if they would want to send me one of their Checkmate stripers, and they said yes. They sent it to me a couple months ago. I unboxed it, and very soon I'm going to be installing it and using it here on the lawn once we're in the full-blown season. So stay tuned for my opinions on that coming up very soon. Where are we at? Tom Andrews, completely unrelated, but a relatively new follower, and you may have already said at the beginning, how old are you, and how did you get into lawn care, especially this deep detail? Okay, so I'm 17 years old, and all of this started when I was 9, right? So when I turned 9 years old, that's when my dad started making us do chores around the house, and one chore in particular he made me do is he actually made me mow the yard. And what I've come to realize after doing it a couple times is I've loved nothing more than mowing the yard. Like, I didn't see it as a chore. I saw it as a way to escape my problems. I saw it as a way to, just think about all the good that's going on in my life and just enjoy it, right? As our good old buddy LCN says, enjoy the mow. There's a lot of truth behind that. When you learn to enjoy it, good things happen. So anyway, fast forward a couple years, I'm telling my dad how much I love lawn care and how much I love mowing, and he says, "Oh, well, you should start a business." And then from there, I handed out flyers. I picked out about 3 accounts in the year of 2014. That's when I handed out the flyers. And fast forward today, here we are in 2019. I wrapped up last year with 10 to 12 clients, and I'm looking to double my clientele to hopefully 20 to 24 customers as far as lawn mowing clients. And I'm really looking forward to definitely growing in the coming years now that I got a truck and trailer. All right, so anyway, that's kind of the lawn service side of it. Now let me tell you how I got into the media side. So I'm sure a lot of you guys know, or probably don't know, but I used to live next door to the one and only Alan Hayne, the lawn care nut. Hence the reason I'm calling this lawn over here the LCN Lawn Revival. That series will be coming out. But anyway, I met Alan in 2005 when my dad and I moved here. I was very young, so I didn't know how to speak or anything. But I had to be like 4, 5, 6 years old at the time, I'd have to say. So yeah, we've lived next to Alan for 10 years, and then it was around 2012, no, 2014, when I would see him filming his videos in his yard, and I'd be like, what's this guy doing? So then I started asking him, like, what do you do? What are the videos about? And he said, oh, well, I have my own channel called The Lawn Care Nut. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. What do you do there? And he's like, I teach homeowners how to take care of their lawns. And I was like, oh, that's awesome. And he was like, YouTube is really cool, man. You should start something similar where you educate your customers on certain aspects of lawn care to kind of give them a better idea on how to maintain their lawn. I'm like, okay, that's cool. So I started my YouTube channel in November of 2014, and like I said, originally this wasn't supposed to be a public channel. This was just going to be an educational thing for my customers to tune in and learn what we do in the lawn care industry and why we do it. So just basic how-to videos was all. But then as I got more involved with it with time, it became more than that for me. Like I learned that I loved making videos more than anything about lawn care, and then from there I tripled down on it. I've gotten more involved in it. I've gotten more personal in my videos. I started sharing more. I started getting better with storytelling, getting more detailed, and fast forward 4 years, here I am in 2019 springtime. The channel is doing really good. We're at 20,000 subscribers, and I couldn't be more happier. So that's my story. That's how I got to where I am, and I'm just looking forward to many years of growing. That's all I can say. I know I was rambling in there, but that's what I tend to do sometimes. Anyway, I'm a little down and out tonight. Anyway, let's see what we got here. When should you put down fungicides? Okay, there's not really a specified date for that, but it's mostly going to be once temperatures start getting hot and humid, which won't be for a while. And I'm talking once we're in the full-on lawn season here and you notice the temperatures dipping into the 90s and we're getting a lot of rain and a lot of humidity in the forecast, and that's a great time that's a great time to think about getting down a preventative for fungus such as brown patch and dollar spot, just to make sure that you prevent things. Just to make sure that you prevent things. And if you don't, if you can't prevent it, you can use curatives. And by the way, I wouldn't worry about that because a lot of products, a lot of fungicides that you can find at the big box store, they have preventatives mixed with curatives. So as long as you do that, you should be fine. In fact, Aiden, can you leave a link in the description below to a video I did? Can you leave a link in the description below to a video I did? I think it was around the last week of June where I talked about fungus in the lawn. If you could do that, I'd appreciate it. I know it'll take you a bit, but if you can get that done for my buddy, what's his name, SV Contingo, that'd be great. I want to give him a better idea of what fungus is and when you're going to see it and when you should apply. This will kind of help you understand a little bit better. All right, Aiden, thanks, man. I know you got to run. Thank you for all that you're doing for me. I'll see you next week, brother. Can you use Next products on cannabis? The heck is cannabis? I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't even know what that is. I don't even know what cannabis is. If you could let me know in the comments, that would mean a lot. Like I said, I'm learning every day in this industry. This wood is wet.
How many viewers you got?
50.
Hey guys, this is Nisha. Oh, Keisha.
Jake likes PP.
This is Keisha.
All right, don't say that on here.
She's black. I'm a proud individual.
The stuff I got to deal with. Crazy dude. I'm just so out of it tonight. I don't know why. I'm a little tired from the week. It's been a long week. Plus, I didn't make a cup of coffee tonight either, so I'm a little tired. Have you considered mowing low, real mowing? Not anytime soon, but maybe in the near future, Kev C. Mike from Texas, link please for the striper. I don't have a link for you at the moment, but when I do, I'll get back to you, possibly in a future episode or maybe in the videos. I want to give you my honest opinion on it first, and then I can leave you links. Not really at all. Thanks for sharing that. Do the majority of your lawn customers use services like True Green? Yeah, they do. They're not. I don't have a lot of DIYers. That's why they call me. All right. Will you be hiring help this year? Maybe, maybe not. Depends on how far the business grows this year. I'm in New York and we got an inch of snow. Would that hurt my pre-emergent? I don't think so. As long as it got watered in, or it gets watered in within the next few days or so, I don't think you have anything to worry about. Like I said, as long as you're at least 3 weeks prior to the window being completely open for pre-emergence, which as I talked about before in the video last week, when soil temperatures annually hit 55 in the last 5 years, and add that with your measurements add that with your physical soil measurements with a soil thermometer in the middle of the day and see how far you are. If you're at least 3 weeks apart from either, if you're at least 3 weeks apart from the physical measurement to the historical measurements, then you're good to go and put down your application. Like I said, if you'd like to hear a little bit more about this in depth, check out the last video I put out. Check out the previous video I put on the channel last weekend where I took you through my Project Lawn first spring application with Alan explaining all this. No worries, it's the weather. I don't have a moderator, so I gotta moderate some of these people in the chat here. Have you ever thought about going on tour? Not anytime soon. The last video with Sleepy Alan. That's funny. Alright, well I think we'll go about another 20 minutes and then I'm going to get off here. I'm going to go inside. So if you guys have any more questions, I'm more than happy to answer them. Sorry I'm out of it tonight, I really am. What's your thoughts on using hydrogen peroxide in your fungus control? Don't know, I've never tried it. DB42, I'm a train buff. What's that railroad I hear in the background? That's that way, up my street over there. Hi Jake, is that the train? Yeah, it is. This wood is burning slowly too. Dude, it's cool. You're still in school. Stay sleepy. Yeah, once we get into summer, this should be a little easier. Has everyone used the Milwaukee Switch Tank Backpack Sprayer yet? Wondering if it works well with next products. Matthew Kolowski, no, I haven't. But my good friend Blake Albertson at B&B Lawn Care, I believe he put up a video the other day about him, just going over the specs of the sprayer. I haven't watched it yet, but if you want, I'll leave it to you if you want to check it out. Let me just go ahead and link this video to you. All right, let me just give me a second. I'm putting that link in. All right, what's your name? Hold on, what's your name? Matthew Kolowski, check the link at the bottom of the chat. I linked you to a video from a good buddy of mine in the community here. Recently did a video about it. Maybe you'll find something there. John Kane, what is up, brother? How you doing? Welcome to the show. Glad to see you're back on here. We're actually getting ready to get off here in another 18 minutes or so. Like I said, it's getting dark and whatnot. It's getting a little cold. And this fire, because the wood is wet, it's not staying lit. That, and I'm really bad at building fires. You guys know that, so I'm not going to waste your time with that drama. But anyway, thoughts on grub control? Yes. If you are thinking about applying it right now, let me just tell you right now, it is too early. Do not apply it. It's too early. You see, the reason I say that is because you do not want to apply grub control right now, because the grubs are still buried down deep, right? You want to put down your grub worm preventative right when the adult beetles emerge and the babies start to hatch and start feeding on the roots. That's typically going to be around July and August when the baby worms are going to start doing most of their feeding. So I would apply your first application of preventative sometime in early June, assuming that you're using products like the imidacloprid or the chlorofrontile, however you pronounce it. You're going to get about 3 to 4 months of efficacy out of there, but make sure you plan accordingly, because you're not going to get as much efficacy on that last month as you will on, say, those first 2 or 3 months. So make sure you time accordingly, get that application down in June, and if you do have any damage that just happens to happen, then put down a curative application. That'll typically be a 24-hour grub killer that you can get at the store, like Scott's Dialox. Put that down. That'll kill it in 24 hours. So as far as product you can use, again, anything that has active ingredient merit will be just fine, as well as imidacloprid and chlorofrontile. 3 to 4 months residual, you're good. Good for you. Still at it, Jake? Long show tonight. Yeah, man. I'm going till 8 o'clock and I'm getting off. Soon enough, they will be after your money. Ah, you know it. Listen, my dad's even telling me, hey, once you get your license, I'm not driving the girls around anymore. That's your job. Oh boy. That'll be something. I gotta drive them to their friends' houses. I gotta drive them to school. God. Stick it rich. Eat all those cupcakes? Yes, I did, and they were delicious. Especially the chocolate ones. So, John Pinkerton, I don't know if you're on here, but I just want to say thank you so much for the cupcakes, man. Means a lot. Super good. If you want to send me more, send me the chocolate ones, man. I eat those up within a night.
Why do you just sit there?
Because I'm answering questions. Just adjust this. Doesn't matter to me because I'm getting out of here. Just keeping it lit, man. That's all I'm doing. All right. Well, Lambert, what's up, dude? How you doing? What are the soil temperatures in Indiana? Well, to give you a breakdown on the weather, because you didn't ask about soil temperature specifically, um, it is, I believe, 40, 45, 47 degrees right now. So it's pretty warm. I got a nice fire going out here. High of the 50s today. Tomorrow's going to be really nice though. We're about to get high in the 60s. So I'm expecting to see some really big jumps in the soil temperatures this weekend. I'm really excited about it. But either way, it's just a beautiful night. What is your 4 favorite Next products for a beginner? I like the Soil Activator Pack. That's what I started with. That's really nice. That contains RGS, Aerate, Dethatch, and Green Effect. That's a great combo to get you started, especially all the way through the spring, right? Because you use products in the spring like the Dethatch and the Aerate to help with water penetration and thatch. And then once you get a little bit later into the year where the lawn's looking good, it's green, it's thick, but you want that extra dark touch. The Green Effect is the 700 Green Effect. That's your product. That's a really great product. So if you were to ask me about next product recommendations, I highly recommend starting out with the Soil Activator Pack. I'm telling you, it'll give you results. But really, either way you go, it'll give you good results. All right, what else we got here? Matthew Sandoval. What's up, brother? How you doing? Jason Laporte. Jake, I have some urea nitrogen. Could I put this down in the spring? I think you should be just fine. And like I said, any kind of starter nitrogen that you can get on the lawn right now, that'd be great. So, like I said, keep it low, 1/2 pound of nitrogen per 1,000, and you should be just fine. So, that urea nitrogen, put it down. But like I said, keep it low, 0.5. We don't need to go any higher than 1/2 pound of nitrogen, 0.5. Alan, what's up, brother? How you doing? Yes, the chat is way over 2 hours, but I guess that's what happens when you shoot these outside with a nice fire. Am I right? If you were here, come on, you'd be here drinking beers, talking to me, talking to the chat. Come on, we'd be having some great conversations out here. Hell, when him and I get together, we could talk all night. What is the temperature? Dude, it's 47 degrees right now. We had highs in the 50s today, so it's really warm out. So, great night for a fire. If DG was there, I would be out until at least 7:15. Oh, come on, dude. Then again, I'll never forget the lecture he gave me before we went live. He kept telling me, he was like, listen, Jake. No, he was laying out his night for me. He was telling me, he's like, listen, if I don't, if we stream too long, then that's less time that you get to spend talking with me off stream, because by 7:15 I gotta go eat, and then when I get back about 15 minutes, when I get back about 8, I have about 15 minutes till I pass out on your couch at 8:15. That's what he told me. Yeah, man, I love hearing the birds chirp too. It's beautiful. So, yeah, man, our first applications of the Project Lawn, your old lawn, the LCN Lawn Revival, that's going to be happening tomorrow. We're going to be doing starter fertilizer and aerate and things like that. You'll hear about it tomorrow. But we have that in the books tomorrow. And then I'm going to be doing applications here at the house, starting off my Liquid Next regimen that I'm going to be doing at 1.25 pounds of nitrogen. So we got a lot of good stuff coming up here, man. I'm psyched about it. And you're right, man. It is so spring. It's beautiful out here. Dean, what's up, brother? How you doing? Welcome to the show. Yeah, man, I can hear him. It's great. How about cooking up some steaks? You know what? That would be a great idea. You know, what I think I'm going to do, because this fire pit comes with a grill top, is I'm going to get a grill top, and we're just going to grill. Maybe we'll start off with something simple like hot dogs or hamburgers, but I think that'd be a great idea. Just to kind of you know, take the intimacy up a level. How about, oh yeah, putting down first bag of Milo tomorrow. Very excited. Awesome, bro. Put her down. I hope you're uploading some videos. Get on it. And here comes my neighbor with his dog. Alan's off here. Still here watching. Go Jay Go. Awesome, Bronco. I appreciate your loyalty. You can even hear, I don't know if you can hear it, but the fire's sizzling right now. That's how wet some of this wood is. That's why it's taking forever to burn. Get Ryan on the stream. I should. Wait, which Ryan? There's 3 Ryans. Ryan Cobalt. Oh, that's not Ryan, Al, that's Phil. That's Phil. He went back to the house. Yeah. We never see him anymore. Al, I'd love to. He went inside. Hold on a second. Bill! Bill! Garage door closed. Dang it! Al, let me just say something right now. You're very lucky that I live here, because if I didn't, this block would be dead. I'm serious. Listen, this block that I'm on, this is the very end of the neighborhood. For anybody who's watching right now, if I wasn't here, this block would be dead like the rest of the neighborhood. Just saying. That's funny. It's nice ambiance. We see everyone drunk driving from Buddy and Phil. That's funny. I think DG was in one of the cars, except now they're Ubering. Greatest thing for their relationship, right? Man, that's why I love doing these. It's all real time. You miss the kids walking around their fake babies. I like how you say you should not be so cynical, but you're right, man. This neighborhood is freaking dead. It is. Like I said, this is the party block. You want a party, come to JTLK's block. I'm not going to tell you the address. You got to figure it out. It's Uber's bringing home. Go tell Cass to get some party on. Yeah, Cassidy's with her friends right now. Otherwise, she'd be here with me. But she's too busy being cool. When is the last time you fed Karen? Kitty. What? Streams need some reggae like LCN's Garage. Oh no, here they come. Yeah, I hear the robins. You guys know that. I gotta fix this fire real quick, but I can do that while I'm talking to you. You know I gotta make sure that I get this right, because I gotta make sure the fire's getting airflow, right? That's like my big thing nowadays, right? Not just with lawns, but with real life. To be more specific, even on my live show, where you have to build fires, airflow is key. What do we got here? Jake, I feel like I'm sitting in your driveway like old times. Yeah, man, that's the whole idea of this show, right? You don't see a lot of lawn guys doing this. This lawn care nut guys cost me $1,000. That's funny. Hey, my mom's renovating a house in Sarasota. If you guys want another project lawn. Sarasota, dude, that is way out of my range. Listen, I can't even leave the state more than twice a year, and that's to go to trade shows, so don't know how that would work out. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'd love to do it, but I already got like 4 or 5 projects in Indiana alone. Smells like success, man. I agree with you. Dude, this is beautiful. Look at this fire. This is so perfect right now. Even I can even see on the camera. It looks so freaking good. I like sailing. That's funny. All right. Well, last time we did this, it was past midnight. Let's do an all-nighter. Al, this is the guy I was telling you about, Anthony Barton. He kept, listen, I stayed out till 9 p.m. at the latest, right? I start at 5 and I go till 9, so about 3-4 hours. And he just kept texting me. He was like, listen, dude, let's pull an all-nighter. I mean, it would be fun. It would. It would be a lot of fun, but I got some stuff I got to do, man. Jake, Becky says this looks like medieval time show. Thanks, Becky. I appreciate it. Speaking of which, how you guys doing? I know it's been a while since you've been able to kick back at your own home. It's been traveling. Eggshells, what are your thoughts? Don't know. Man, I'm trying to think of what else I can tell you while I'm waiting for more comments to come in. I always run into this point in the chat where things just, you know, they kind of go downhill. But anyway, I tried this new method with for those of you guys who are just tuning in, I did this new method with the fire tonight. I didn't film it, but what I did is instead of starting the fire at the bottom with the kindling like I usually do, what I did is I pyramided it, right? I put about 7 or 8 logs in here in a pyramid style, and then what I did is I put all the kindling and whatnot in the papers on the top, and then I light it, and then I just let the fire gradually go down. So I started the fire with like 7, 8 logs in there, so it was brewing. I mean, I did have some down sales with it, but it looked good. Yes, it won't let me give you an email, Addie, so just Google me and hit me on the contact page. Oh, my lawn is in low, perfect. Salad bar. Jake the Lawn Kid's dad, Silverback, taught me how to build a driveway fire years ago. He is an expert, as is Jake now. Yeah. But like I said, I can't wait to tell my dad about this new thing I tried. Like I said, I've never tried this before, but I had a pyramid. I had a pyramid. I put my kindling stuff on top, and I just let it burn down. It was beautiful. All right, John Kane, have a great weekend, dude. Efren Hernandez, I have Bermuda and St. Augustine grass mixed. Is there something I can use? Hang on, we have a southern guy in here. Alan, are you still in here? I believe this question is aimed at you. Efren Hernandez wants to know, I have Bermuda and St. Augustine grass mixed. Is there something I can do to get rid of one? Yeah, Alan, if you would like to help this guy out, that would be awesome. That's why I wish you were here with me. We gotta figure something out with a group chat, a live group chat or something where we can do this once in a while. Soon enough, you will be making so much money, you will be burning. That's funny. All right. Airflow is key. Got to keep up with the airflow. The idea is I got like 4 or 5 logs in here that are still getting smaller, right? So I'm just trying to oh, that's hot too. That's nice. I just wish this one piece over here was wet. If you guys are wondering what that sizzling sound is, it's this wet piece of wood over here. Yeah, look at that now. Isn't that better? Thank you, Jake. Efren, you trolling, bro? People know I hate Bermuda. Hate, not really. I like... That's funny. You know what? This is kind of like medieval times, right? We just got to add in some tribal music like... Huh. Oh. I like watching Florida yard work. Is that weird? That's from the Big Lebowski, by the way. I don't know if you guys... I don't know if any of you guys... I know I got a lot of old-timies on here. I didn't mean to sound rude about that, but I know I got a lot of old school people on here who love movies like that. Like the Big Lebowski, great movie. I did not plan that. That's right, man, the Big Lebowski. The Big Lebowski. What a great movie. Great story, compelling and rich. That's it. I'm out when you start. The dude abides. All right, I'm done singing. All right, don't leave. Don't worry. Let's see. Airflow is key. Would make a nice sticker. Yes, it would. Yes, it would. I don't know what the design's gonna look like. I want to do something with like, you know, a side view of the lawn, and then I have like air, water, nutrients going down in the ground. Kind of similar to the aeration illustration, but with the airflow, it's key concept. Like I just have airflow going into the ground. I don't know though. Like I want to make that into something, but I lack the resources to design it. So I need a designer for it. Do you ever go to Lake Michigan to swim in the summer? No. No, I don't. Lake Michigan? Why would I want to swim in Lake Michigan, man? That lake is just, that's like pollution city. I mean, I've swam in it a couple times, but I don't do it yearly. Then when I heard about all the crap that goes on over there, never again. I'm not a big fan of lakes, really. I'll swim in the ocean, though. Screw that. I love the ocean. Wish I could go see it. All right. Man, did Al really leave? Of course he did. He always does that. Let's see. Do you ever go to Lake... Oh, I just read that. Just bought a Toro lawn striper for $97 on Amazon. Yeah, buddy. As our good old buddy Eclipse Lawn Care would say. Yeah, buddy. Make him an offer he can't refuse. Like what? Warm weather? Make him. Alright. Well, looks like the chat's starting to slow down. I'm going to flip this one more time. That's why I love doing this at night. I think what I'm going to have to do in upcoming shows, and I've talked about doing this before, but I think what I'm going to end up doing, just because it's the right thing to do, and I know a lot of you guys are questioning me about it, like, since we're in daylight savings time and the days are longer and it gets dark later, I want to make sure that we at least finish the show when it's dark out, and I don't want to have to be on for 2 or 3 hours. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love it, but there's just when I go on more than an hour, that's time that goes away for me to do other stuff, But either way, I like this. Alright, what do we got here? Alright. Jake, what is your main push mower these days? The Toro Recycler. I've had that for a whopping 11 years now. So this is your number 11 for it. That's what I'm using for my lawn. And then for my customer lawns, I have a John Deere 48-inch L120 and a Snapper High Vac. Appreciate your time. You're welcome, Rashid. I'm glad I could help you, dude. Thanks for coming in. Just got a Super Recycler, great mower. Yeah, man, like I said, I've only used it once. I'd like to use, like I told you, I would like to use more mowers. But I just don't have the resources right now. Maybe soon. So driving back, look at that. The Big Lebowski. Finally got self-propelled. I've been missing out. Yeah, man, self-propelled is a game changer. Once I started using self-propelled, I said I was never going back. Because before the recycler, when I was young and I would push mow my yard, all I had was a Craftsman 21-inch, and it was not self-propelled. So I'm just glad I have it now. All right. Well, anything else? How long would you wait after your grass comes out of dormancy to apply a blanket application of a 3-way herbicide? I would wait until nighttime temperatures average around 45 degrees at minimum, because if you apply at any time it's cooler than that, it's most likely it's not going to work. So you want to make sure that but air temperatures are as low as 45 degrees minimum, because that'll ensure that you get the most efficacy out of your product. Any reason not to pull crabgrass if you didn't want to apply chemicals in your lawn? Who's this? Who's that? Might be one of my buddies. Alright, any reason not to pull it? Well, I wouldn't pull it because it's just going to come back, and it's going to come back even worse. So, preventative or Conchloric would be your best option. Recommended brand on larger capacity spreaders. I need a loan to get a Spiker. The Spiker BR80, I think it is. I don't know which one it is. All I know is it's the top of the line Ergo Pro spreader. It's top of the line professional unit. Beautiful spreader. You can't go wrong with it. Pig roast. Yeah, man. Right on. Jake, what do you think about Johnsard lawnmowers with Honda engine? GCV 160. Yeah, they can. It's got. What? Why? So you can pimp yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is getting kind of dark. Do you use a Priam in your flower beds, foundation landscaping? No, I do not. I just pull. That's not, listen, Bronco, what I meant, I didn't mean it that way. I know you may have interpreted it differently, but she just wants to shout out herself and all that. She's done it like 3 times already, so I'm just poking fun at her. If you pull dandelions and get the long root, does it stop it from growing back the following year, or am I wasting my time? I don't know about that, but I believe in the last, man, what was I gonna say? My brain's fried at this point. Pull dandelions, stop it from growing. I think you're wasting your time, because even if you try and get as much root as you can, you're more likely going to leave some fleshy parts behind, and then before you know it, in the long term, it's just going to grow back. So what I would focus on is killing that weed, getting a soil test, figuring out what you need to correct in your soil, and then once you correct those issues, you're less likely to have weeds in the future. That's what I think you should do. Bro, I'm just messing with you. I appreciate it, Bronco. Kristen Thornton, thanks for this interacting with the community like this. Keep up the great content later. Okay, what are your thoughts on making dandelion wine? I don't know, I've never done it, but I think it would make some cool videos. When I'm no longer a minor, for those of you guys who are concerned about the whole age thing. Alright, I think this is a great place to end it. I just want to say a big thank you to all of you for tuning in. I really appreciate you guys. We're going at about 2 hours now, and I just want to say big thanks to everybody for tuning in. Thank you to Aiden, who is not on here anymore, but has been for a good majority of the chat. Thank you to him for moderating, and just thank you, Alan, for tuning in and helping out some of my worm season friends in here. I really appreciate it. And with that, I'm Jake the Lawn Kid. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys this Sunday with a new video or two. Hold me accountable to it. I promise I will at least get one video out this weekend, starting the LCN Lawn Revival. Alright guys, with that, I'm Jake the Lawn Kid. Thank you for watching. I will see you guys this Sunday. If I don't see you guys this Sunday, you're going to be dominated, bro. See you later.